Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to yet another Dota 2 guide. Today we will be looking at Weaver, one of the strongest offlaners in my opinion, because of the ability of Weaver to escape using Tsukuchi, and also because it is a very strong diving tower hero in terms of killing enemy heroes under the tower. So that's another thing to keep in mind. It is an extremely strong hero
Enchantress.
in general, but oh, which by the way, I need to complain about something. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, text field? Like, can Valve seriously do something about this? Like, Volvo, please? What is that? I don't want to see that anymore, so yeah. And hopefully today I will be cutting short my video because I've received like feedback that the video is too long and nobody actually wants to watch it. Nobody actually wants to watch it, yeah, it's because it's way too long and it's kind of boring, I guess. So anyway, today I will be using Weaver as an offlane because I have never ever done an offlane video ever. So today I'll be doing one. And I'll teach you how to play Weaver in general. So obviously let's start by talking about the skill build and the item build. So the item that I will be going for today is a lot of regen, because I looked at the enemy lineup and I decided that I could trade a lot of right clicks with them. So you could see that I purchased 3 branch and I left a slot open because I wanted to take the observer wards being bought by the Skyrock Mage. So already starting out with a lot of regen, so I'll show you guys why so much regen is useful in the lane later on. So hopefully I can demonstrate how strong Weaver is in the offlane role. And aside from playing the offlane role, Weaver is also strong in both the mid lane and safe lane, because as a carry, Weaver is no joke due to its ability to escape and farm and carry with all of Weaver's spells. And also it's strong in the mid lane because the solo killing potential of Weaver is actually extremely strong. But I'll talk a little bit more about that later on, as I'll just roughly, you know, talk about all the skills of Weaver. For Tsukuchi, which is its second skill, it allows you to go into invisibility for 4 seconds, and this should be the spell that you'll be maxing because you need it to be as low of a cooldown as possible so that you could cast it whenever it's off cooldown, so that you wouldn't die in a team fight or in a diving tower situation and whatnot. So always max Tsukuchi. There's no other reason why you should max Gemini attack or the Swarm. If you do either of that, you're just like, you're not unleashing the full potential of the hero itself. So just max Tsukuchi. And oh, okay, so how should you skill Weaver? You should get 1 point Tsukuchi and then save your skill point, after which deciding whether you should get the Swarm or Gemini attack based on the situation. Because if you get the Swarm at level 2, you could literally solo kill someone. That's how strong Weaver is. But we'll see the situation before I skill the second skill and so on. So just keep in mind, just take a look at how I skill Weaver later on in the game so that you could learn. So you can see that right from the get-go, Enchantress is already trying to trade right clicks with me, but I have 2 salves, so that came into handy. And she just messed up Spectre's farm by like pulling a fucking, like, why would she do that? Like, she just literally helped me win the lane, you know, by doing that. So I don't even know like why Enchantress did that. That was like seriously a bad play, because Spectre is not gonna get any farm while I have like literally a level advantage already. So like I don't even know like why Enchantress did that. So like that just kind of helped me like won the lane in a sense. But obviously there's a Venom with a Boots of Speed and Tangle, which is gonna harass me out of the lane. So hopefully I won't die, right? Because they have no detection. And I'm just gonna trade right clicks with the Venomancer. So you could see that I decided to skill Gemini attack at level 2 because there's no point in skilling the Swarm if it's against a Spectre with a stout shield. I'm not gonna kill him. He's way too tanky. So you can see that the creep wave is actually pushing in towards their side because the creep was at the tower. And when creeps are at the tower, it's gonna push back to the enemy's side. So just a little bit of creep equilibrium techniques for you guys out there. And you can see that I'm diving so deeply, and I'm probably gonna die here because like Enchantress is just gonna wrap around and I'm just gonna feed. Yeah, that was a very bad mistake by me because there's no reason for me to dive so deeply if I'm not gonna kill either of them. So just a little bit of troll, and if this guy didn't got like a boots of speed, I wouldn't have died. So I kind of miscalculated that he didn't have a boots. So knowing that I'm gonna die, I'm just gonna feed. Okay, I'm just gonna like leave a little bit of right clicks for him. So that was pretty sad, but no problem. I'm gonna show you like how after feeding a kill I can still win the lane because I'm bounced. So hopefully we'll see some of that. And you can see that Spectre is already 250 HP and I already have thinking on how to kill him. So I used the Swarm, Sukuchi up to him, I got vision on him, and he tries to Spectre dagger away, but he's not gonna do shit because I have vision on him. So I just got a solo kill on him, and I'm already level 4 while he is level 3, so I'm already kind of like dominating the lane in a sense in terms of experience wise. Although he does have 9 last hits, but it's all good. So like the skill bit I decided to go for here is 2 in Sukuchi, 1 in Swarm and 1 in Gemini attack, because you should always max Sukuchi first, and that is what I am doing right here. So this guy has like not puppy-esque micro, and he's just gonna feed a Vulcan. So I have no idea why he's doing that. And he just got a flat out earn right from the get-go, which is I don't even know how to begin to describe how bad that is, so let's not talk about that. Let's see what I'm gonna do here. Am I gonna try to kill Spectre? That is the question. And they just dropped a sentry wall and I might feed. So well, I guess I was lagging because I wasn't using Sukuchi, so yeah. No big deal. No big deal. Still gonna show you how I'm gonna win the lane despite feeding 2 kills, right? Because Weaver is an absolutely broken hero. Okay, it isn't exactly broken, it's just kinda strong, right? Yeah, just strong. Just don't let Valve nerf this hero, right? So again, what you should do is just get experience until you're level 6 before you try to solo kill someone, because Weaver at level 6 is no joke. Because of time lapse, it can tank a lot of damage and still survive while getting kills left and right. So I'll show you a little bit on how you're gonna do that. Get a last hit, nice. Getting a last hit on Siege Creep. So I still have an Observer Ward, and I'm not gonna plant it yet. So this guy is trying to trade like right clicks with me, and are you sure you're gonna out right click me? The answer is no, because I have Gemini attack and I just hit level 6 and clutch pumped a time lapse, and this guy is not gonna kill me because of that. So you could see how Weaver is strong in terms of surviving many heroes' attacks, right? So oh, as my phone just rang, but I'm not gonna care about it. So right here, I'm just gonna set a little bit of experience before I go back to base, because they have no ways of killing me as Spectre has no mana. So I believe I checked Spectre's mana pool before I kinda like... I should have gone like player perspective all this while, but yeah. So I delivered a bottle at 6 minutes, even though it's kind of late, but the regen helps, so and the ward is gonna time out, so I'm just gonna place another ward to see if Enchantress is coming in with a troll that gives him true sight or whatnot. So, and also it provides the rune vision, so I placed the ward there, and you could see that my skill build is maxing Tsukuchi. So back to what I was saying, I got a bottle because the regen helps a lot, and I have thoughts on whether I should Q. As you see, I pressed the SOM and I S clicked it, and I'm probably gonna try to solo kill him here again because, like I said, Weaver is very strong at diving towers. So I swam Tsukuchi into the tower, right click him as the SOM provided vision, and I killed him. And then I decided that since Venomancer is hopping around in, I'm gonna try to kill him as well because I'm Bows. So the question is he gonna die? Probably is gonna die, right? Right? So that is how strong Weaver is. As I have been saying since the start of the video, that Weaver is literally— oh no, what? Wow, that was okay. All right. If I was if I was baller, I could have like dodged the spectral dagger because he wasn't. The spectral dagger wasn't clicked on my unit itself, but it was on the ground. So technically I could have juked it, but I didn't. So whatever, no big deal. Still owning, anyways. Well, not actually, but let's take a look at the net worth. Well, Spectre is actually leading, and I'm actually behind, but no big deal. I have a level advantage, so yeah, I mean experience advantage. And as I have thoughts on trying to kill him again, but I doubt I am gonna kill him. Yeah, I'm not gonna kill him. Well, the Venomancer poison was like 8. It's gonna kill me, but I have a bottle to regen that up, so no big deal. Drop my gauntlets and drop my magic wand so that I could make the most use out of the bottle juice. So yeah, just very calculative plays from me in overall. So I paused here because I had to reconnect due to lag issues. So just gonna take this time to talk a little bit about like life because like the game is not going on. So well, just yesterday because I'm actually on vacation now for 2 months as it's a school break and whatnot. So yesterday I went to look for a job, and it was at a restaurant. It was like a high-class kind of like high-class wine selling restaurant. So I emailed the manager a day before, and he told me to come from like 3 to 6, around the time of 3 to 6. So I went at 4:30, and I went inside the restaurant and I just approached one of the waiters and I was like, "Hi, may I know who is Danny?" So because the guy who, the manager who emailed me, his name was Danny, so I was like, "Do you know who is Danny?" And the waiter just pointed to a guy in a suit. So I was like, alright, so he's the manager, so I'm gonna approach him and I'm gonna ask him for I'm just gonna tell him that I'm looking for a job. So pardon me for continuing my story here, but I'm just gonna talk about my story and pause the game for a while. So I asked the manager, "Hi, I was the guy that emailed you last night at about 12 AM, you know, and I'm looking for a job." So he handed me an employment application form, and I was like, right, I'm gonna fill it up right now. So I sat down on the chair where the customer's seat, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a pen and fill this up. So as I was filling that form up, I saw a girl, right, who was doing the exact same thing as me, sitting opposite me, but not on the same table, if you know what I mean, right? So I was like, she's gonna be my colleague in the future because we are gonna work together, right? Since she's filling up the employment application form as well. So I was like, I'm just gonna like take a few glances at her to see whether she's attractive, which I did, right? Admittedly. So, right. So after that, the manager just asked us a couple of questions, and we were ready to go, you know. He said that I'm gonna email you details on whether you're accepted for work or not. So I was like, alright, yeah, I know, thank you, and we left, right? So while we were leaving, right, I asked the girl, right, who sat on the opposite side of the table while I was seated when I was being interviewed. You know, it was kind of like an informal interview. So I asked her, "You're Catherine, right?" Because she mentioned her name was Catherine during the like informal interview. So I was like, "Are you Catherine?" And she said, "Yeah." "Are you Jimmy?" So my name is Jimmy, by the way. So for those of you guys who don't know, but anyways, that's not the point. The point is, after which we had a like nice chat. We had like a good talk, you know, and we were like on the train, you know, or should I call it the subway or whatever, you know. We were like on the train, so we were like talking halfway through, and then I was like, right, she's gonna be my colleague in the future. We're gonna work together, most likely. And then I was like, yo, could you give me your Facebook? And then she was like, no, I'm not gonna give you my Facebook because like I'm only gonna give you my Facebook when we work together in the future. And she said something like to see if we had fate. So I was like, what? My reaction was literally like, what the fuck? So I just stared at her and I was like, why would someone say that? Like I'm just trying to be friends. Like why you have to be mad? Like what? So I was like, deep down my heart, I was like crushed, alright? I was like crushed. So but I just had to play it cool, you know. My face expression was like, alright, no problem, no Facebook, no problem. It's all good. So moral of the story is, I should have like insisted and I should not have like played it cool, because now I'm kind of like regretting it. So yeah, just go for it, right? In the future, for any of you guys out there. So that was a long ass crap story which was irrelevant. I apologize if it's like too boring, but no big deal. We'll just carry on with the game. Right, hopefully that was not a boring story, but it is just for entertainment value, you know. So Kunkka is like Torrent, and he hit on Spectre with a nice ship hitting on Venomancer. So knowing that Venomancer is gonna die, I'm gonna chase the other hero, which is Spectre. And question is, Spectre is gonna die. So just a couple of nice ganks from my team allowed me to get a couple of kills, or rather Kunkka got a couple of kills. So item wise, you could see that I actually went for a Gauntlet of Strength. I'm actually trying to build a Urn of Shadows here. The reason why I'm building an Urn of Shadows is because it adds to my tankiness, 6 strength, and also the mana regeneration is pretty good for Weaver, because Weaver is a pretty mana intensive hero. So I decided to go for the Urn of Shadows, and also some of the other, I mean, the Urn charges is pretty effective as well, because like I said, Weaver is a hero that could get a lot of kills, because Weaver has a... Oh, am I gonna... Well, that was a late Hand of God by Chen on one hand, and on the other hand I could have time-lapsed, but I guess I was lagging or something. But you know, back to what I was saying, Urn of Shadows is a pretty good item, because in the early game you're gonna get a lot of what you may call it, a lot of kills, and therefore the Urn charges are gonna be very effective. So that's there. Urn of Shadows is an item that you should consider for Weaver in most cases. So you could see that I actually respawn, and I'm gonna TP back, and I'm gonna do cleanup duty. And I believe that, okay, alright, that was bad place from me as I was lagging. And believe it or not, I was actually really lagging, right? So like in previous videos, I already kept mentioning that I was lagging because I had like family streaming videos, which explains the reason why I'm lagging. So that sucks to be me when your family is like streaming something inappropriate where I do not wish to talk about in this video. So yeah, that's pretty sad. It kind of just screws up my internet connection, but no big deal. Hopefully I'm not gonna lag anymore in the video. So you could see that in terms of my net worth, I'm not doing the best, right? Because like I'm literally like third from the bottom, which is pretty shit, right? And Spectre is like on the top of the charts, and Radiant is actually leading, you know, at this point of time. So what I'm gonna teach you guys here is how to play defensively and how to get yourself back into the game despite having an economic deficit, right? Economic deficit. So Veno sees me and I seen Veno, and this guy is just gonna die because he doesn't have a TP and he's just gonna die, right? So that's like how to dive towers 101, and Chen is just gonna flee, right? And Spectre is probably not gonna die because he's too tanky. I believe he went for a... yeah, he did. Oh, he didn't went for a Vanguard. So the question is, should I continue trying to kill the Clockwork? And I should, because we have enough burst to kill him. So you can see at this point, we're just gonna try to pressure the tower. And after looking that there's a TP, I'm just gonna back off. So you could see that I went for the Urn of Shadows and Ring of Perseus because I need a lot of mana regen. And rest assured that I'm not gonna commentate for the rest of the 58 minutes because that would be ridiculous, right? I'm just gonna talk a little bit more about what you should do in the game before I skip to the end of the video. Just gonna cover a little aspects of Weaver. So I bought Bracer because I feel that I need to tank up, as I was deciding whether I should go for drums, and probably not because Kunkka is already going for drums. But multiple drums is not a problem, it's just that it's not as effective as it is. So I'm just gonna go for a Bracer to tank up a little bit. And also, I went for a Bracer because it doesn't allow the Storm Spirit to solo kill me that easily, because Storm Spirit could kind of insta-juke me with another hero. So I went for a little bit more tankiness before I decided to go for my core items. So that is that. And we got a tower while they haven't got a tower, so you can see that in terms of the net worth, where's net worth? Spectre is still leading, but Alchemist is farming up a ton, so with a Hand of Midas, but he's just gonna feed now. But you can see that after that tower, after we down that tower, we have a lot of economical advantage. So we're just gonna try to dive them. And noticing that I'm in a very bad position, I time left out. While I still have 15 magic wand charges. So I'm deciding whether I should kill, stay and kill, which I did. And I kind of like am getting right clicked. I'm gonna escape and try to kill the Spectre at this point. So I'm gonna uncharge him, Sukuchi, and kill him. So meanwhile, I noticed that my HP is too low, and oh, whoa, survived with 1 HP, used a Sukuchi, and killed the Clockwork in return. So that was pretty lucky from me, I guess. So that was luck. That was not skill, right? That was not skill. That was just pure luck. So anyways, you could see that 15 minutes in, I already have 7 kills because Weaver is a hero that could get a lot of kills early game because of its elusiveness and its ability to run around in a team fight without dying. So yeah, and I'm just gonna teach you another tactic on how to farm a creep wave with Weaver. You should always wait for the HP of creeps to hit around 150 before you use your Sukuchi to clear the creep wave, which would accelerate your farm for quite a bit. So yeah. So you can see that I didn't actually go for like threats or boots of speed or whatever, because Weaver relies a lot on Sukuchi to move around, so I didn't feel the need to go for the boots of speed or threats or whatever else. But in certain cases, I do want to go for the power threats, because power threats does add to your tankiness. It adds 8 strength, which is pretty good. And Weaver does need that tankiness, yeah, because Weaver is very squishy, and having 8 strength is pretty good. And you could see that I'm actually like farming, pressuring the enemy team, because Weaver could solo kill any hero, nearly any hero, except like the tanky ones like Clock and Spectre. So I'm just gonna camp around their NC before I try to solo kill them. And I do have thoughts for Clockwork, but he has already backed off. So what do? I'm just gonna farm the creep wave, because I need to farm up my items to be an effective to be an effective hero late game. So just farm and pressure the enemy team. So this process is just gonna repeat, right, until you kind of just obtain your core items. So as a result of that, I'm just gonna skip ahead to like 40-minute mark, right? 40 minutes mark. So you can see that I already gone for a... Okay, my kills have increased to 15, right? But that's not the point. The point is, I went for a Mentor Style, right? A Boots of Travel, and a Quarterstaff. And the reason why I went for a Mentor Style is because Storm Spirit has an Orchid. So Mentor Style could dispel that Orchid, right? So you could see how I'm gonna try to be a little bit cocky in terms of positioning, knowing that all of the enemy heroes are missing, and yet I'm staying here. As you can see, I'm gonna Sukuchi in, and I know I'm gonna go with 3 heroes, but no big deal. You're gonna Oki me, I'm gonna Mentor, and I'm just gonna try to kill the Storm Spirit anyways, or maybe not. Right, I'm not gonna try to kill him, but you could see how Mentor Style is gonna be very effective as an item there, because you could dispel the Orchid. So always consider Mentor as an item. So aside from Mentor Style, what other items you could go for is a Lincoln Sphere, but I don't usually go for Lincoln Sphere because I feel that it is not a very cost efficient item. You know, it is a 5.3k item that doesn't do much for you except negating a single target spell, and in this case it doesn't really... Yeah, there isn't really a single target spell except for Enchant and Electric Vortex and Orchid. So I just decided that Mentor Style would be a better option, as it adds to my DPS as well. But another thing about Lincoln Sphere is that you could add into your regen, because it does have a Perseverance build up, so regen is pretty good, but I felt that I didn't need the regen as I had Urn of Shadows anyway. So yeah, I went for Mentor Style. So I noticed that there were 3 heroes, but I wasn't even scared at all, because like this is how cocky a Weaver could play because of the ability to escape, right? So you can see that my net worth is already catching up. 15.1k above the Spectre, but whatever. That's not the point. The main point is I'm keeping my farm up, as well as, you know, pressuring the enemy team. So that is how you should contribute to the team. And the next item that I'm going to go for is obviously the Butterfly, because I have a Quarterstaff. I'm not going to build an Orchid, as an Orchid would be an awkward item to build up, I guess. But you could definitely consider Orchid if like you want to solo kill the Storm Spirit. But I noticed that he's going to go for the BKB, so I felt that it's not very useful anyways. So I'm just going to go for the Butterfly. Anyways, some other items that you should consider is the Heart of Tarrasque, because adding a huge ton of HP to Weaver is a huge benefit, because you could tank all the damage and then time lapse out, so making the HP very effective, making Weaver's effective HP very high. So you can see that I already have the Butterfly and the Mentor Style. Just carry items in general, So I'm just gonna like leave the video up running for one more team fight before I end the video, as I hope I have already taught you guys on most of the things that I should have taught in terms of diving towers, in terms of items, in terms of skill builds, in terms of how you should play in a team fight, you know, so on and so forth. Hopefully, right, hopefully you guys learned something, you know. I'm sorry if that story at the middle was distracting or whatever. I was just trying to do a vlog in a sense, because I don't want to like just talk about Dota all the while. I mean, for the whole video, as I felt that that's kind of unhealthy. I should talk a little bit about life as well. As you see, I'm gonna run into like a couple of enemy heroes, but I'm just gonna time-lapse out and run the hell out, because Weaver could do that. Weaver is balls, Weaver is awesome, Weaver is a very strong hero. So I'm just gonna run to my teammates, as my teammates try to send me back. In other words, Chen, which he did, but he's gonna sacrifice himself in return. So that kind of sucked, but I mean, well, a Chen, yeah, this is some puppy-esque Chen, right? But definitely not some puppy-esque Enchantress. But yeah, I boots have traveled back, and as we guys are gonna fight, as you can see, we only have 4 enemy heroes, but we're just gonna take the fight anyways, without Alchemist, and because we noticed that Spectre is at the mid lane and Spectre already used his horn, so we're just gonna fight. And I just run in with a Sukuchi and right click all of the enemy supports because of my item. It's just extremely painful. So I got 2 kills. So even though that was not a flat out team fight, I hope you could kind of like know what a Weaver is supposed to do in a team fight. Sukuchi in, right? And then use your Swamp. The Swamp, right? So, and make sure it captures as many heroes as possible, so that there could be the armor reduction effect. So the annoying thing about Weaver is that
Dire's top tower
on a one-on-one situation, when you use the Swamp, the enemy hero doesn't know whether he should hit the Swamp, I mean your beetles or the hero itself. So that's the annoying thing, you know. They don't know whether they should run or whether they should hit your Swamp. So that is one of the most annoying things when playing against a Weaver, which is why he is so effective as a hero. So I guess that's pretty much the end of the video. From here on, it's just pretty much turtling and stuff. Not much is gonna happen. Just gonna skip to a point of where I, yeah, that's just bad manner to do it, but I'm just gonna buy a Divine anyways. So I'm just gonna try to pressure the Spectre for a little bit, as I wanna see how much damage a Rapier could do on the Spectre. Whoa, it's not that much, it's not that much, it's just, man, not that much. So that's that. I guess that's pretty much the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. Just gonna skip to the end. Oh, so everybody bought a Divine, and there's like 2 Divines on the ground. So alright, that's not the main point. The main point is I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. I hope I taught, you know, I hope this tutorial was well done. You know, I'm sorry if I didn't do one of those condensed tutorials whereby you just list out the skill builds and item builds of Weaver, because I feel that if I were to do that, it's not gonna be as effective as doing
someone must have dropped this overboard.
A gameplay commentary, I guess, because a gameplay commentary could help a lot more in terms of teaching someone how to play. So I felt that it was a better way to do it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Bye bye.